The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as people took their seats, the air thick with tension. Today was not just any trial. It was a high-profile case that had captured the attention of the nation. Cameras flashed from outside as reporters awaited news on the billionaire defendant, known for his sharp business tactics and equally sharp tongue. He strode in confidently, dressed in an expensive suit that screamed power and wealth. As he settled into his chair, whispers filled the room about his reputation for arrogance and disregard for those he deemed beneath him. At the front of the room stood Judge Thompson, a distinguished black woman with years of experience and a fierce commitment to justice. Her presence commanded respect, but the billionaire's expression suggested he had no intention of giving it. When Judge Thompson entered the courtroom, she expected all eyes to turn her way, but instead, she noticed the billionaire remained seated, his gaze fixed defiantly ahead. This act of disrespect set the stage for a confrontation that would not only shock those in attendance, but also reveal deeper issues within the justice system itself. The billionaire, Mr. Davidson, settled into his plush leather chair with an air of indifference, seemingly oblivious to the weight of the moment. As Judge Thompson entered, a hush fell over the courtroom, and everyone expected him to rise in acknowledgement of her authority. Instead, he remained seated, arms crossed and a smirk playing on his lips as whispers erupted among the spectators. His casual demeanor spoke volumes, reflecting both his wealth and power. Sitting upright, he faced the judge with an unwavering gaze that appeared more challenging than respectful. The tension was palpable as attendees exchanged uneasy glances. They knew this was more than just a personal affront. It felt like a manifesto against respect for the law itself. As proceedings began, Davidson leaned back, casually twirling a pen between his fingers, dismissing any notion of decorum. His scoffing laughter echoed in response to serious allegations being presented against him. Many were shocked at how he sought to dominate the space through sheer presence rather than humility or respect. Little did he know that this defiance would ignite a fierce reaction from Judge Thompson, a reaction that no one in the courtroom could have anticipated. Judge Thompson was no stranger to challenges. Born and raised in a small town, she was determined to make a mark in a world that often seemed stacked against her. Graduating at the top of her class from a prestigious law school, she quickly established herself as a formidable legal mind, earning admiration for her sharp intellect and unwavering commitment to justice. Throughout her career, she faced numerous obstacles, including bias and discrimination. Many doubted her capabilities as a black woman in a predominantly white field. However, each setback only fueled her resolve. She became known for her fair but firm courtroom demeanor, always striving to ensure that every voice was heard and respected. Judge Thompson's achievements extended beyond the courtroom. She actively mentored young lawyers from underrepresented backgrounds, advocating for diversity within the legal profession. With numerous awards recognizing her contributions to social justice, she was a beacon of hope for those seeking equity in the law. As she stood before the court today, ready to command authority despite the billionaire's blatant disrespect, Judge Thompson was a symbol of resilience and integrity in a system that desperately needed both. As the billionaire's dismissive attitude hung in the air, the courtroom erupted with murmurs. Lawyers exchanged incredulous glances, some shaking their heads in disbelief at Mr. Davidson's brazen refusal to stand. A few members of the jury looked taken aback, while others whispered among themselves, clearly unsettled by the blatant disrespect displayed by someone of his stature. Spectators, who had come to witness a landmark trial, felt the tension shift palpably. Many could feel their own discomfort rising as they recognized how deeply this incident cut into the fabric of respect within the legal system. Some older attendees recalled similar experiences of discrimination, while younger ones marveled at the audacity of someone so powerful disregarding not just a judge, but the very essence of justice itself. Even court staff exchanged worried expressions. They were well aware that this moment could have ripple effects beyond today's proceedings. It was clear that Mr. Davidson's arrogance was not just an isolated act of defiance. It was a flashpoint that ignited conversations about privilege and accountability in that very courtroom, a conversation that many felt was long overdue. Amidst the rising tension in the courtroom, Judge Thompson remained composed, her gaze steady as she assessed the situation. She took a deep breath, allowing herself a moment to collect her thoughts before addressing Mr. Davidson directly. With a calm yet firm voice, she said, "Mr. Davidson, I expect all parties in my courtroom to show respect for the court and its proceedings." The room fell silent, all eyes locked on her as she continued. "Your refusal to stand is not just a matter of decorum. It undermines the very principles of justice we uphold." Her words were laced with authority, but also conveyed a deeper sense of disappointment in his behavior. Instead of letting anger dictate her response, Judge Thompson's professionalism shone through as she maintained eye contact with Davidson, challenging him to reconsider his stance. She set clear expectations for the trial moving forward, reminding everyone present that respect was paramount in her courtroom. This poised reaction surprised many and garnered quiet admiration from those who had been unsettled by the billionaire's arrogance. It was clear that Judge Thompson would not be intimidated. She was ready to uphold justice with dignity and strength. Just as the tension in the courtroom reached its peak, Judge Thompson made a surprising decision that left everyone in stunned silence. Instead of continuing with the proceedings, she paused and requested a brief recess. Attendees exchanged confused looks, unsure of what her next move would be. When the gavel struck to resume the session, Judge Thompson returned to the bench, but this time, she held a stack of documents in her hand. With a determined expression, she announced that she would be recusing herself from the case due to Mr. Davidson's blatant disrespect. Gasps filled the room as everyone processed her unexpected choice. However, instead of simply stepping down, she then revealed that she had arranged for a renowned judge known for advocating equality and justice to take her place. "It is vital that justice not only be served but seen to be served," she stated firmly, making it clear that this incident required a response beyond her own. This bold action not only stunned Mr. Davidson, but also shifted the atmosphere entirely. The courtroom erupted with murmurs of respect and admiration for Judge Thompson's commitment to justice, leaving an indelible mark on all who witnessed her poise and integrity in addressing the situation. The atmosphere in the courtroom shifted dramatically after Judge Thompson's bold decision to recuse herself. Attendees, who had been tense and uncertain moments before, now buzzed with a renewed sense of purpose and respect. Lawyers nodded in agreement, appreciating her principled stance against disrespect and her commitment to ensuring that justice was served by someone equally dedicated to equality. Jurors whispered among themselves, reflecting on how her actions exemplified integrity and strength in the face of adversity. The spectators, many of whom had arrived as passive observers, felt inspired by Judge Thompson's refusal to tolerate arrogance. They began discussing the significance of her choice, recognizing that it sent a powerful message about accountability within the legal system. As the new judge entered the courtroom, a palpable sense of respect filled the air. Attendees were reminded that justice should never be compromised, regardless of wealth or status. This shift not only elevated the proceedings, but also fostered a culture of respect among all present. Judge Thompson's decision became a pivotal moment, inspiring conversations about fairness and equality that would resonate long after the trial concluded. In the days following the courtroom incident, media outlets across the nation were ablaze with coverage of Judge Thompson's bold decision to recuse herself. News segments and articles highlighted not just the disrespect shown by billionaire Mr. Davidson, but also the larger implications for respect and equality within the legal system. Experts and commentators weighed in, sparking conversations about how privilege often shields individuals from accountability. Television pundits discussed the significance of Judge Thompson's actions, applauding her courage to stand up for what was right in a high-pressure environment. Social media platforms lit up with hashtags like hashtag Justice for All and hashtag Respect in the Courtroom, as people shared their thoughts on the importance of dignity in the justice system. Many felt inspired by her commitment to ensure that justice is served fairly, regardless of wealth or status. This incident galvanized movements advocating for equality and respect in legal proceedings. It became a rallying point for discussions around systemic issues within the judicial system, resonating with those who had faced similar disrespect or discrimination. Judge Thompson's poise and integrity were lauded as a beacon of hope, demonstrating that change could begin with a single courageous stand against injustice. The incident surrounding Judge Thompson and Mr. Davidson transcended the courtroom, shedding light on broader issues of racism and privilege in society. This confrontation served as a powerful reminder that respect is not automatically granted based on status or wealth. It must be earned through actions and integrity. Judge Thompson's refusal to tolerate disrespect not only highlighted her own strength, but also became a symbol for others facing similar challenges, emphasizing the importance of standing up for oneself in moments of adversity. As conversations about accountability in the legal system continued to resonate, many began to reflect on their own experiences with bias and discrimination. The story rallied those who had felt marginalized, encouraging a collective push for change within the courtroom and beyond. It stimulated discussions about how systemic racism continues to affect individuals from different backgrounds, pushing the narrative that everyone deserves equal treatment and respect. Ultimately, this incident reignited hope that courage in the face of injustice can yield vital conversations and inspire collective action against inequalities. It underscored the belief that standing up against disrespect is not just a personal victory, but a necessary step toward fostering a more equitable society for all. The incident involving Judge Thompson and Mr. Davidson serves as a powerful reminder of the ongoing struggles against disrespect, racism, and privilege in society. It illustrates that true respect is earned through integrity and actions rather than determined by wealth or status. Judge Thompson's courageous stand not only challenged an individual's arrogance, but also sparked widespread discussions about accountability within the legal system, encouraging others to confront injustices they might encounter. As conversations surrounding equality and fairness gained momentum, this moment became a rallying point for those advocating for change. It urged individuals to recognize their own experiences with bias and to take a stand against disrespect in all forms, fostering a broader movement toward inclusivity and equity. Ultimately, this incident reinforces the idea that standing up for oneself and others is essential in creating a just society. By embracing courage and integrity, we can inspire positive change and foster an environment where respect is paramount in every interaction. As we reflect on these lessons, it becomes clear that each of us has a role to play in promoting equality and dignity, paving the way for a more equitable future for all.